was handed a prescription for Azathioprine and told it takes a while to kick in. That was the entire briefing, and it nearly cost him his remission. Hi, I'm Kate, and today we're talking about Azathioprine, the immunosuppressant thousands of Crohn's patients start every year with almost no real context. If you or someone you love has just been handed this prescription, this conversation is the one that should have happened at the prescription pad. So the moment that the script was handed over to my husband, well, what that appointment actually looked like was simply this. Here, you've got Crohn's disease. This is a drug you need to take. See you later. See you in 3 months. What my husband understood versus what was actually happening in his body those first few weeks was quite different. We got to week 6 and we were at the point where he thought it wasn't working and was ready to give up. He thought it was failing. And we almost did because of that. But here's what I want you to hold on to for this whole video. Azathioprine is a legitimate, well-studied tool that has kept my husband flare-free for 20 years. This is not a conversation about whether you should take it. That decision belongs to you and your GI. This is about the 4 specific pieces of information that the research says patients need to use this drug safely and confidently, and that a 12-minute appointment almost never has time to cover. A 2022 review in Elementary Pharmacology and Therapeutics found that patient non-adherence to these drugs is most commonly driven not by side effects, but by misunderstood expectations. People stop a drug that was actually working because nobody told them what working looks like. There's an 8 to 12 week onset lag. So it's not a fast-acting drug. It builds metabolites over weeks, and patients who don't know this often interpret early weeks as failure. As I said, my husband did that at week 6. We had a conversation about stopping the drug. There is genetic tests, the TPMT and the NUDT15. 2 genetic variations can affect how the body processes this drug, and testing before the first dose is a standard recommendation that doesn't always happen. I've got a patient in practice who was never tested. And what did that look like for them? Well, their dosing went wrong. It did not work. And if they had this testing beforehand, their GI would not have put them on the drug. There is a lymphoma risk. It is real numbers, but the headline risk sounds more alarming than the actual facts. So when you translate it into absolute numbers for a Crohn's patient, the picture is far more nuanced than the internet makes it. So the moment I sat down and actually did the numbers for my husband, what I said to him was, it's okay. There is a risk, but it's manageable. Sun protection, however, is non-negotiable. This drug increases UV sensitivity and skin cancer risk in a way that is meaningful, reducible with consistent sun protection, and most patients are never told this. I now make sure on every single handout I give with patients starting this drug, that specific information. So my husband is now 20 years, no surgery since the 3rd, and what that actually means to our family. We have consistency, we have reliability, and it makes him feel safe and secure that he can go about his day. I wish prescribing doctors had taken 5 more minutes to say to us at that appointment, please, this could take 8 to 12 weeks for this drug to work. I don't blame them, but I wish they had have done it. They just don't have those extra 5 minutes. So the one thing I want you to take into your next GI appointment, if you're on this drug or just about to start it, is ask them, can I have those genetic tests done? Is it too late for me to have them now? And how do I know when and if this drug is working? So if this gave you something useful, share it with whoever handed you that prescription or whoever is sitting next to you on this journey. I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a beautiful day.